Thank you for coming today. So tell me a bit about yourself.
I'm Chris. I've been in London for 11 years almost. I'm originally from the Philippines, and then my previous company brought me here. So it was work. It wasn't like, oh, I wanted to go to London or visit London. I wanted to see for the world and stuff. I honestly didn't think of myself being in London. You know, at that time in the Philippines, I was quite busy. I had a good job. I had a couple bands I managed. I was active in the music industry. So I was like leaving Cebu, and obviously it's a paradise. I don't know, a lot of Japanese people come to Cebu, and there's beaches and nature and stuff. I didn't want to leave that place, but then maybe life had a different plan for me. So I came to London, and yeah, fast forward to now, I'm still here.
You wanted to get out of comfort zone and try challenge yourself overseas?
I think so, yeah. That's pretty much it. I think it was most about saying yes to the challenges, and now it's maybe one step beyond the comfort zone is the fear zone. So maybe, what are your fears? Maybe you need to face them and stuff. So I think the company really helped me in terms of allowing me to know more about myself, being in a place far away from home. Being on my own, having all the flat to myself. I mean, I was pampered, they paid the flat for me the whole year, so it was great. I was really lucky, and I think I was really privileged. They flew me business class and all that, so I'm like, yes, but at the same time, it was after that when you really sort of think, what am I doing here,
The challenge is always scary. So you say you're going into like a fear zone. Yeah. For me, coming to London was, my dream. I never been to Europe before I came here. So I always wanted to try, but it feels so scary for me. Yeah. Even when I moved to Australia, it took for me, I don't know, more than 5 years to decide. I always wanted to do, but at the same time, maybe I can't do this. I cannot live alone overseas. But I just try, and I can live anywhere, It was very easy. So take the first step is always difficult. I saw some interesting post on your Instagram.
Yeah.
In your language, you say like you only have one life, something like that. You did, or maybe I get it wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, okay. Just take it randomly. So what was the exact moment you realized you have only one life?
That's a great question. I mean, I think the last time I posted like as a single post on my Instagram was in 2018. But then I've always kind of posted something that would speak to people, to resonate with people, our existence and all that, and that we have one life. I think when I was a teenager, I think I was 14 or 15, I had a major surgery. My appendix burst, and for a very, brittle body like a 15-year-old, and then that was lethal. It started with a stomachache, and then, I couldn't stand up,
It was like all of a sudden, or you had a pain like a couple of days?
It was definitely gradual, and I thought I could just like sleep it over and stuff. Like, we didn't have a lot growing up, and obviously, it's quite expensive to go to the hospital in the Philippines. There's no universal healthcare and stuff like that. So we're like, yeah, okay, maybe just rest, maybe sleep on it and stuff, until I couldn't really get up already. So I went to the hospital.
So sorry.
And then, yeah, that's fine. And then the doctor said, we have to operate him now. So within 24 hours.
Emergency.
Yeah, emergency, like very urgent. And yeah, it was then after, so I woke up, I think it was a few hours to 12 hours, like surgery or whatever. I can't remember, I don't know. I remember waking up and everyone was around me, and I'm like, I was 15, I sort of thought, is this real, or was it just a dream? Anyway, the short of the long is, at that age, I understood that, I could have died, and that was my second chance at life. And then obviously later on, you would meet people to challenge your beliefs and stuff.
That's intense.
Yeah. And I think personally, we only have 2 lives, and the second life starts when we understand that we really only have one.
So you realize quite young when you are
I would
young.
say that,
Because a lot of people, maybe around 30, 40, they realize, we have to do something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, life's gonna be the same.
Yeah, no, but for me also, I think I wouldn't say it really helped, but when I was about this age, like my grandmother died, my grandfather died, so we experienced death in the family quite at a young age.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it was normalized, but I've seen the grief, I've seen death at such a young age that it made me think,
Yeah,
what is it all about?
I experienced that as well when I was young. Yeah, so it's very interesting because a lot of people don't really think about their life seriously. They just, it's okay if they're happy, it's fine. But sometimes they can be too lazy to take steps. You have only one life, and then you should, I don't know, maybe maximize your life. You can make it the best, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point. I mean, I do believe that because we only have one life, on the one hand, we want to maximize it for sure, but also on the other hand, you just live, you just try,
Oh, yeah,
So,
it's our first time.
Yeah, it's our first time. I mean, I think, when you're young, you're wild and free, you have all the opportunity to commit mistakes, and that's okay, and that's totally fine. And then I do believe that it's all a phase. Some people may not realize the seriousness of life at an early age. Maybe it will take them a little bit later in life. And again, that's okay because we have a different sort of pace in life. It's not a competition at all. People die not knowing if they've really done everything that they wanted to do. Or people in their 80s still figuring out what they want to do. And I think that's the beauty of life. It's your own journey.
You grew up in Philippines, yeah, but aren't you scared to leave stability behind and jump into life abroad?
It's not so much stability. I mean, obviously in the Philippines, there's a lot of people wanting to go abroad, overseas to find themselves, to get a chance, a better life and stuff. And I respect that because growing up, I'm seeing a lot of, difficulty, a lot of poverty in the Philippines stuff. And again, I was lucky and I was privileged that at that time, prior to moving into London, I had a good job and then I had my passions,
What's your job?
So I was in project management. Yeah. So I worked.
Cool.
Yeah, I worked for an insurance company, and I was managing a lot of projects, business.
Okay.
And then that was the same project that brought me to London. So I was doing a lot of, IT operations, etc. Anyway, my point was I already had stability there, and I thought staying in Cebu, in the Philippines, I would have the opportunity regardless. But it's probably challenging myself more that got me to say, yes, actually, there's an entire world out there, and not just Cebu. So I think it's not so much stability, but wanting to challenge myself more. And that's why I said yes to the opportunity, because it might not come back again,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a random question, but what's the problem, like life in Philippines, you think?
I mean, obviously, it's a developing country. I think from the last time I checked, we already have about 118 million people. The gap between the rich and the poor is becoming wider and wider. Not a lot of people have access to, education's free, basic education is free, but not a lot of people still have access to education, to healthcare, and a lot of people are still scrambling, struggling in life, basically, don't have access to jobs and everything like that. The government, people have different views about what the government's doing. Some people think the government's not doing enough. Some people think they're doing okay. But, it's a system that has evolved from, system of corruption from, over the years. And it's not something made up because the whole rest of the world knows exactly what developing countries and nations are.
All countries.
Yeah. So at the moment, I hope it's going in the right direction, but there's still a lot of people who are still struggling. So, it puts everything into perspective, I think.
So you say your company brought you here, but currently what are you doing?
So currently I'm in a career pivot situation. So I've been doing corporate slaving, I'd say. Corporate slaving means, you're very hard at work and then very fast-paced life, 9 to 5 and stuff. I want to get out of that. So I want to have a slower life.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. I mean, London is a very fast-paced life. I walk really fast as well, so it's like the London sort of effect, And I wanted to get out of the rat race. Me just taking a step back and just enjoying life and being in the present moment. So I'm doing a bit of a career pivot. I have my own limited company that I'm trying to firm up and trying to see where that goes. At the same time, I don't want to sort of pressure myself a lot with fixed 9 to 5 and not being able to do the things that I really want to do in life or passionate about, like traveling the world, for example. So if I want to explore the world before I die, I need to get out of my 9 to 5 job.
I really like your idea.
Yeah.
I think you're so brave. I think we should enjoy our life. We should be happy all the time, but it's difficult. And a lot of people cannot take the, make the decision like yours because it's scary, It's like a stability make us feel safe, really. When we message, you say you are like career free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the expression. Right? Yeah, it much sounds better than unemployed.
Yeah.
You know.
If you use unemployed, it means you are submitting or you're answering to an entity.
Oh, yeah.
But when you say you are work-free or career-free, it means it gives the message that you're in control of everything.
Oh yeah.
Which is great,
decision.
you know.
Yeah.
It's your decision, you know. So, and also, employment is very system, and I am in a way anti-system. I want to
That's cool.
break things away. I want to challenge stuff.
And so to be blunt, how do you make a living while traveling around the world?
I mean, obviously, you dip into your savings and stuff. I do a little bit of freelancing here and there. So I teach Spanish on the side and I teach English on the side as well. I have my own clients and then I speak to them on a regular basis and agree when to schedule those classes. And then I'm also doing like translation jobs on the side and stuff. But really working on my next move and sort of all that trying to juggle whilst enjoying life, as you should, as everybody should.
So you already have some plans for your future?
Yes, right. I mean, yeah, no problem.
Bunch of questions.
I mean, obviously, the future. I really don't want to think about the future that much because it's
moment.
yes, absolutely. Because I mean, obviously, the past and the future are very good reference points. The past is for you to look back on your lessons. They got you to where you are, the present. The future will just bring you anxiety because it hasn't happened yet. Which is, I mean, fair play. You can worry about the future, but maybe not too much, okay? If you worry about the future too much, you'll miss out on the things that's happening at the moment, in the present moment, which is maybe what life is all about. And I think if you live in the moment, it would bring naturally a future that's more carefree, a future that's more sustainable and livable. So yes, I do have a rough plan about it, but I'm not too hard on myself. Like, I'm just human. If some things don't go to plan, that's okay. I think a lot of people are putting a lot of pressure on themselves.
Too much.
Too much?
Yeah, take it seriously.
Yeah, and they think that you can't change your decision because of this and that. Actually, you can. There's a lot of flexibility. And I want flexibility to be my friend rather than a blocker,
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I think, start thinking my life seriously. But before, I used to think, I have to be the same as other people, because especially in Japan culturally, we tend to, do the same steps with everybody. It's like a peer pressure. If you do something different from others or do something crazy, people would point you out. I don't know how can I say that. I just follow the path that everybody goes, but I realized maybe I wouldn't be happy in next 20 years, 30 years, because I never decide anything by myself. I just thought this is right way because it sounds right. But now I try to follow my heart. So that's why I came here. Yeah, I think my age, I think they want to build up career. And they be like women, they want to maybe have a child and they want to settle down. But I realized I haven't done anything for my life, Yeah. So I realized I need to take a step, I need to do something for myself to make me happy. I agree. We should live the moment. We should enjoy the moment. At the same time, I want to make sure I will be happy in future. Yeah, so that's why I'm still struggling what I can do. But
I mean, you pointed out struggle there, and I think it's an essential part of life.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody is exempted from struggles, So
Exactly.
if you don't go through struggles and mistakes and challenges, you don't have a fuller life. You don't learn from it. And I think that's really important, that you don't shield yourself from the struggles in life. So
Yeah.
you have to go through the discomfort to be comfortable, to understand that.
Yeah.
And I think, the normal course of life, as we say, society tells you to be this at a certain age, to be that, to have a house, to be married, to have kids at a certain age. It's the normal trajectory that people expect from your society, expect from you. But guess what? It's not for everybody. And guess what? It's okay to actually do things on your own. And maybe it's a lot better to do things in your own time and in your own pace, because that just makes you feel like you've actually steered your ship and you have your own way of controlling.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it sounds like
Control my life.
control your life. It sounds too power grabbing, but I don't want, that's not what I meant. It's like a little bit of control about your life in a way that you're not being an automaton or like a robot, like following instructions and stuff from society,
The balance is important. So you control a bit, but at the same time, you just follow the flow. Things just happens around you.
So it's really fun because it's definitely less to experience life fully. I always believe that you should have less expectations. In fact, zero expectations in everything. Because the more you have expectations, the more you have frustrations. If things don't go to plan, if things don't go, you feel like, oh, this is so unfair. But life is unfair. But what are you going to do about it?
That's so true. Yeah. I agree 100%. Everything you said. It's so fun. That's why I love to live in London. London is very international, and then everybody has different thoughts, different ideas. I can learn a lot from other people. When I stay in my hometown, it's warm and safe and peaceful, but I don't really learn new things anymore because we are the same people. We are very similar. That's why we get along with. We have a really good relationship. But if you jump out, your comfort zone, your hometown, you see new people, and it's more. I don't know English words. It will give you perspective. Yes, exactly. Yeah, new perspective in your life. Yeah.
I think that's also one of the things that I like about London. I mean, I always say I have a love and hate relationship with London. Everybody does who live here. Sometimes you don't like being here. Sometimes you just want to leave. We even joke about it. That the best thing to do in England is to leave England, especially in the cold days. It's really harsh. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
I feel a bit down. Yeah, the weather makes me so weak.
And that's it, because I come from the Philippines. I'm a tropical guy, so I'm not used to seeing grey clouds and stuff. I'm used to seeing sun, the beach, and everything like that, right? I wanted to go back to your point earlier about, when you're in your 30s, in your 20s, and there's an expectation in the stage of life you are in. I mean, I think if you let life just happen to you when you're in your 20s, you don't have to think about life too seriously, right? Because you'll never be back in your 20s. Yeah. So that's okay. If you be stupid and thinking in your 20s, like I'm committing a lot of mistakes and stuff, like so be it, let it, because you have the rest of your life to turn things around, to recover, and even when you're in your 30s and your 40s, because life is all about trial and error. So I think, so one thing I like about London is because it's a multicultural city, because there's a lot of people coming from background different to yours or different than yours, you are being challenged constantly. And I like that, because if I challenge my thoughts, my beliefs, if I learn new things, then it puts everything into perspective. We just talked about perspective, right? It makes me feel like I'm learning a lot, and every day is a learning experience.
Like you be better person.
100%, the best version of yourself even. And I think learning needs to be an everyday thing, and I love learning every day. I love to be challenged because one day I may think this way, maybe 2 days later something might happen that would change my perspective, and that's okay, because in fact I would prefer that than just believing in things you don't even know why you believe in them.
You've been to many countries, so which place that you visited changed your view in life the most?
That's a good question. That's a very good question, because with all the countries that I've visited, there's always, I always have a memory bank, different countries, different cities. And I can always access the memories from those cities, and I always have unique experiences. Maybe a few years ago, just before the pandemic, I went to Morocco, and then I stayed with a host family up in the foot of the Atlas Mountains. This is where the Aboriginal Moroccans live, the Berber people. So before the Arabs came to Morocco, so they're indigenous to that place. And I was the only foreigner there. So it was a village of maybe about 50 to 70 people, and they were so happy to see me. It was on couch surfing, so my host was like, okay, you can stay at mine, and I thought he was living in the city, but no, he was living up in the mountains, and we trekked 3 hours. It was unexpected, but this is what I'm saying, I live for these moments. It was unexpected. Like, I was so surprised. It was so much fun. So then we were trekking for about 2 to 3 hours all the way to the top, the base of the Atlas Mountains, and out came from my view a village, a very tiny village, and they couldn't speak English. Only a few of them could speak French. I don't speak French, But my host on couchsurfing, he spoke English, so that was when we communicated. And they took me in for like a couple days. We made food from scratch and everything, and there was no internet. It was far away from the city.
It's like a different world.
It was almost kind of like a retreat for me almost. So I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? There's no internet or whatever. But no, so it taught me to sort of live in the moment even more. Maybe it reminded me, because I was always trying to live in the moment. And humility. It was a very humbling experience because people there didn't have a lot, and I could see them, that was the first time I saw an almond tree. My God, I eat almonds, in packs and stuff, but I've never seen an almond tree. Never ridden on a donkey. And, it made me appreciate life even more. And for people there who didn't have a lot, they were sharing all the food to me. I was so full, but you just know it, you feel it in their eyes. I was being welcomed. And, in the Philippines, we're very hospitable people. We welcome a lot of people into our homes, It's interesting to me, it's fascinating that I'm being reciprocated with that level of hospitality elsewhere in the world.
Sounds like a great experience.
It was.
You are so lucky. I think only you experience, maybe, That's so cool. I always love living overseas because you can experience different culture and then it's just fun, It's so different. Yeah, I think I'm very open to a difference. Yeah, I can accept culture gap or culture difference. But I never been to the place it's totally different. I mean, even Western countries like Australia and England, it's so different from Japan. It's fun, but that's another level, I want to try countryside too.
Obviously, I've just heard about Morocco. It was lovely, the culture, and then that experience. It's meeting people, it's meeting local people that gives you a lens of the city and their culture. Something you wouldn't get if you were just doing a package tour or something. It gives you a little bit of insight into what the normal people are, the regular people are in their day-to-day. And for me, that's always an interesting and a learning opportunity. Yeah, so I think I was really lucky to have that core memory now. I couldn't forget about it. I'll always remember it. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, nice. My goal for my life is experience a lot of different things. So I wish I could, not jealous, but I want to do that too. Yeah. Because I always think my life as an album, like a picture book,
Yeah.
So I want to have a lot of different pictures in my life,
That's nice.
Right? So even when I live in other countries, I have a page for Japan. I grew up and I have life in Australia and London. I travel around. So
it's all in that photo album.
Yeah, photo album. Yeah. So yeah, that's why your experience sounds so interesting to me, and then which make me want to challenge more. Yeah, you motivate me.
I think it's all about openness. I mean, obviously, the world of travel, it's not perfect. There's a lot of improvements that need to be done. And especially with, women, the world of traveling is generally maybe safer for men than women. And we have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And all of us need to work together to make it.
I have to go back to the hotel by 8:30.
There you go.
Always,
Yeah,
so
always.
true.
Just because you're a woman, And it doesn't need to be that the whole time. So I think all of us need to work together to have a world that we can explore equally. That we all have the rights to explore, because that's the only way that we can live together quite nicely and more tolerant. I mean, earlier you mentioned about accepting cultures and stuff. For me, it's not so much about accepting cultures, it's just respecting cultures.
Yeah, you don't have to be like them.
Yes, 100%. And even so in London, we're so big in London about tolerating other cultures. I don't like that term.
Yeah, they're arguing over
Yeah.
all the time.
Because for me, when you tolerate something, that means you have been given permission to tolerate something that should just exist.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right.
So how dare you tolerate me for my culture?
Yeah.
This is my culture, just live with it,
Yeah, that's true. I think we should respect our culture, each other. But if you move out and then live in other country, they should respect the culture. They cannot come to other country and then say respect our culture. Just go back to your country. They have their own culture. So I love my Japanese culture. I do Japanese way here, but if it will bother other people, I wouldn't do that because they accept me coming, I can't be like arrogant.
Yeah. And I think London is one of those cities, one of those few cities in the world where, again, because of its multiculturalism for hundreds and hundreds of years, a lot of people from different backgrounds, we've learned to live together side by side. I think as long as you're not imposing things on other people, we can find a way to live together harmoniously.
Exactly, yes. This is a big problem. Even in Japan as well, because Japan is becoming like here. We having more immigrants. If they just respect our culture, we are welcome. But they do their own stuff, and then also they do they commit crime or they do like a violation. Those people make the impression bad, so just respect the culture.
Yeah, but I think that it's a sad state where we go by impressions and stuff. I mean, obviously Japan and the UK have a very different history, England, the UK, Great Britain used to rule half of the world, and stuff. And so this explains the multiculturalism that you're seeing at the moment. Whereas, Japan sort of like stayed in one side of the world and like focused on their own businesses at that time. It's a beautiful country, and obviously, I've never been actually, so I do want to go to Japan. Have you not? Yeah. They're so close to each other. We've got daily flights. Yeah, they've got daily flights, like 100%. So I think the UK is where it is at the moment because of its history as well, and that's why people from all over the world with different cultures can be here and be comfortable in their own skin, and it's a constant battle, because obviously whilst you are celebrating your own culture, understanding that you may not be liked or there's certain parts of it that other people may not be okay with, but then hey, at the end of the day, you live in one place where people can practice freely their culture, their religion, their beliefs, and etc. So, which is, we have to work together to ensure that London remains London, and instead of having that hate and divisiveness, that we realize that we're all human beings, and that we are more similar than we are different.
You're right, yes. I didn't expect we talk about this,
Into something really serious.
We're having good talk, but it's very serious topic all over the world, so it's fun. Next question. Yeah. After this, we can just stop filming. Okay, so mainly my viewers are Japanese people who are interested in living overseas but still in Japan, or they come, into London and they want to just see my life. So those people, I think they're young people, like they are trying to find the way, how they want to live, and they need to make a decision what you're going to do in future. So for those people, and like we were saying, taking the first step can be very difficult. Sure. And then especially our culture, we are afraid of how others think about yourself. So do you have any advice for those people?
I'm not really good at advice because like I said, we all have different journeys in life, and all our experiences sort of make our lives interesting and unique in itself. So one solution for myself may not work for other people, but I think generally speaking, what worked for me was taking risks, and I think, and again, it's always kind of very difficult because I acknowledge that some people are not risk takers, and that's okay. If they want to stay where they are in life, that's well and good.
Yeah, and if they're happy.
And if they're happy, 100%. But if they want a little bit of challenge, then I think taking the risk, taking the first step to shake things up a little bit, maybe giving yourself a little bit of leeway into, we have what we call as a pain threshold or a risk threshold, something that you allow yourself to be, this is how much I can allow mistakes for, or allow a little bit of challenge that that wouldn't be harmful to me. I hope that makes sense. And so if you don't take that first step, you'll never know what sort of opportunities will open for you, what sort of doors will open for you in life. So yes, also just on happiness, when people have their relationships, friends, family and stuff, and we all kind of work towards our own happiness. You ask people, what is your goal in life? To be happy. I don't necessarily share that goal, and I'll tell you why. Because happiness for me is very fleeting. What that means is it starts and it ends, You can't sustain happiness forever. So you have to understand the nature of happiness, where it starts or where it ends. So for me, I want something more lasting, more permanent. which is, I don't know, maybe peace or stillness or whatever. Don't get me wrong, we take bits and bobs of happiness, you know? If I'm happy today, I know that I'll be sad a few days later or something, and that's totally fine, you know? But maybe younger people or anyone who's trying to figure out things in life, I mean, I'm still figuring out a lot of things in my life. I need to be able to generate my own happiness and not rely from other people or from other, you know, external.
You find your happiness.
You find your happiness. You generate your own happiness. You be happy with your own company. Because if you think happiness is something from the outside and not from the inside, you'll have a hard time facing the challenges. You'll have a hard time living day to day because you think your existence is attached to something external when it should start internally.
That's a great message. You should find your happiness and then you should live your own way. Like this, you should meet new people and then, you know, hear their thoughts. And that will also help you get a new perspective and idea. So I think it's really good. Yeah, thank you so much.
No, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, you just, you know, take risks, generate your own happiness, but also look after yourself because, yeah, nobody else is. I mean, you know, people are naturally helpful, but, you know, especially in London, you know, I'd like to focus on the good side of things. When we see, you know, a tourist like being lost, we usually try to help them. We may not talk to you on the tube because, you know, the tube is a sacred place. Like you're still trapped in your own zone and you're listening to your music. So, but if you come to us, like from anywhere, if we see a tourist, normally people would help. That's what I'm trying to say.
I've been here for 7 months, and as I told you, I only have a Japanese friends because I always find it difficult to meet new people. Like I meet international people, especially local people, and I was always waiting for that happens. Actually, I had to take a step. So if I want to meet new people, I should go first, and I think they are very open if I, you know, come first. So that's why I just started meeting new people because I didn't find any other way. So that's why I just post myself on social media and it works. So this week I'm meeting 6 people. Yeah, new people. It's very fun, and every time I learn something, also I make a good friend. So it's really nice. Yes.
I think it works both ways, isn't it? If you want something, you take the first step. You know, well, I mean, it's very rare that the fruit falls from the tree on itself. So you have to go for it and then climb that tree to get that fruit or something. Otherwise, you'll be waiting for a long time. But yeah, if you need help, obviously you shout because people wouldn't know you're struggling if you don't. And I think that's one very brave step that people can take. It's definitely a phase in life. In, you know, the older you get, the more wisdom you have, you know, the more you see asking help is a normal part of life, and that it's also very human to ask for help. Obviously, when you're building your own identity, when you're younger, you feel like you're more proud, you're more arrogant, you feel like I can do this by myself and stuff. But then also, I think the beauty of like growing old and, you know, growing up here and here at the same time is realizing that there are things that you can't do on your own, and that's what people are here for. Just, you know, learn to reach out, learn to shout, otherwise nobody will come to you. But equally, also lend a helping hand when you can.
Thank you so much. Maybe say bye to my viewers. Bye bye. 気をつけて。Take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.